Hey, I'm not sure if I like this book or not. It got really good reviews, so that's why I thought I'd give it a chance. Plus the fact that it came up, if you've been watching Flashback Monday, it was one of the books that came up in Flashback Monday. So I thought I would give it a try. Um, couple hours, two, two, 2, 3 hours. Um, not quite three, under three. I'm not just it. I'm conflicted. All right, so welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina, and it's nice to meet you. I'm practicing my signs for my Victoria Thompson Gaslight series. One of the characters is deaf, so I'm learning a new sign, or trying to learn a new little phrasey with each book. I used to be, believe it or not, for a very, 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 very short period of time, because I wasn't talented. I will admit I had like zero talent. I was an interpreter for the deaf for like 2 minutes. That's seriously, that's it, just 2 minutes. So, anyways, so I'm trying to refresh my memory and relearn my sign language just a little bit, just to learn a couple phrases. So, anyways, got this new series, and it gets consistently 4 stars on Goodreads. So, I just, it took me a minute, and I realized I didn't connect with the characters. I think that's what the issue is. I didn't connect. I didn't get emotionally involved in the characters. It is freezing in my house today. I am freezing. I'm gonna have to get a sweater. I am seriously freezing. So I am freezing. My old sweater. It's in really good condition. It's really old though. But when I used to wear it, I weighed a little more. So and they're folded back. They're folded back. So anyways, now that we've had the fashion portion of our show over with, let's get to the it got really good reviews. It took me a minute. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't like it, because it was a good, I guess it was a good story. I just didn't feel connected to the characters. I think that was the whole thing. So, anyways, it's Secondhand Spirits, Juliet Blackwell, and Lily Ivory is our main character. Aiden Rhodes is a male witch, and he comes in his I had to read this page a couple times before I was like, where'd he go? It's Aiden Rose, male witch, magical assistant, spellcast, curses broken, love potions, satisfaction guaranteed, 145 Jefferson Street, San Francisco. And she's like, he brings her a familiar, that she needs a familiar in a pig. She couldn't have chosen a cat, but a pig. So that's different. Most series do have cats. Most of the ladies do have cats. And, if you see my earlier videos, I am a cat person. They are sleeping at this juncture. But he has, so then, he brings in the gargoyle, and you get so busy with the situation that if you're not paying attention to and I was, but obviously I wasn't, because I missed it, because she's going through this whole thing with the other people that walk in the shop, and she says, I turned to give Aiden a piece of my mind, but he was gone. The door slowly swinging shut. Like, huh? I had to go back and read that twice. So, Bronwyn is her coworker. Oscar is her gargoyle pig familiar. She named him Oscar after Oscar the Cookie Monster Grouch on Sesame Street. Oh, he's the garbage can guy, isn't he? And then Maya is an employee of Lily's that procures supplies for the store, goes around to estate sales and purchases or negotiates supplies, or alerts Lily to come and negotiate for the supplies for the store. And then we've got Bronwyn, who works in the store with her. And Bronwyn's got a friend, Charles Gosnold, and Lily's opinion of him in the beginning is that he's a charlatan and fake. And as the book progresses, her opinion of him changes just a tad. So there may or may not be a future romance, I do not know, between either her and Aiden or her and Charles, I do not know. I don't know where it's going. If I don't know if I'm gonna read the next book or not, we'll have to see. I'm got some other stuff on my plate right now, and I'm trying to decide because it did get really good ratings. So Aiden comes into the shop and he tells her she needs a familiar, and he gives her the gargoyle pig, Oscar. Then Lily comes, who is Maya. Maya comes in and says that she found a lady who has this old house, and it's an estate house. It's, generations have lived there, and she's got stuff going back to the 50s, 40s, and 50 gowns. So Lily and Maya go over to this lady's house, and her name is Frances Potts. And Miss Potts appears and seems like a really nice lady, and she gives all of her dresses, which Lily takes several bags full of clothing for her thrift store. And while she's there, Dolores Kenny is Frances's attorney. So her, you don't see it coming. There's a couple of twists and turns at the end that you do not see coming. So Frances Kearney is her attorney, and she just shows up for dinner once a week. She's Frances Potts' attorney, because Frances Potts makes a pot roast. And it's just presented as a matter of fact, this is what happens. Oh, I've got an itch. Oh. So it's just, you don't think about it. And when the twist comes at the end, you're like, oh, well, that explains a lot. But you're so involved in the other stuff that's going on that you don't think about it. So Miss Blackwell surprises you with a little extra tidbit of information at the end of the book. And normally I'm a big spoiler person, but this one is in regards to the whodunits. And I don't like to spoil a whodunit. I do like to spoil characters, though. I'm the kind of person, I like to know who won the game, and that's fine with me, but then I'll watch it to see how it occurred, how it progressed to that point, how that team won. If this time goes on, you'll probably hear me referring to Big Brother more and more often as the season comes around. There are other, I will not do those videos. There are Taryn and those other ladies, the mother-daughter team, and Jolene, and they do. I'll leave it to them. But I like to watch them. but I hope you like to watch me too. So we digress. So there she goes. Every single video I do, she goes off. Every single one. Yesterday she went up twice to 12. She hasn't gone to 12 in a really long time. She usually stops at 9. So she binged to 12 twice yesterday. So that was interesting. So they go get the clothes to Mrs. Potts, and they leave, and what you call it? Lily feels unusual. She's got a feeling that she needs to protect Frances. She believes that Frances needs her protection. And so she goes over there, and as soon as I began, I heard scratching sound overhead, a rustling that indicated restless spirits. The bedside lamp flickered on, then back off. Evil be gone from my sight, gone from this place. I have wrought a circle of magic brew, a circle of light against the darkness. The candles on the bedside blew out. The flames on the circle wavered, but I commanded them to stay lit. Something was fighting the spell aroused by it. There will be no trespass upon this soul, upon this essence. Evil be gone from here, for the good of all souls, I compel you. I flinched as a heavy book flew towards my head, but it smacked into the invisible wall of the magic circle and fell to the floor. An insistent thumping began and grew louder until it sounded as though a small army were racing up a never-ending staircase, their footsteps echoing throughout the house. I closed my eyes and let myself relax into my power, confident in the strength of my focused attention. So she's trying to protect Frances, and she does this big thing. Also, what I forgot to mention is why she thought to protect Frances was earlier in the day, after she goes to leave with the clothing, this girl Jessica goes missing, and apparently she's been kidnapped by Liloria, who weeps over children. Well, I didn't write that page down, so I don't have it. But she takes children who venture into the water behind the house. So she goes home after that, and the next day, she her shop next door to her, Sandra, has some ulterior motives, and she knows stuff that Lily doesn't know because Sandra's been there longer, and she comes out with a Malleus Maleficarum. It's the witch hunter's Bible. She tells Sandra it's an evil book. Sandra tries to force an invitation to see the clothes from Francis Potts' house, but Lily tells her no. A man comes in and says he needs a mugwort, dead man bells, and elderberry shoots. These are ingredients to make a protection spell. Apparently, this man hired Charles, the guy that we mentioned before, to take him out on the lake to do supernatural stuff detecting. But Lily doesn't want him to do that, so she pays Charles to take this guy, Max, to a hotel that's haunted and not the water. And Max agrees. He takes her money, and then he double crosses her by taking her to Francis Potts' house instead. But in the meantime, what Charles doesn't know, and Lily finds out the next day, is that Francis Potts was murdered. And Lily begins to doubt herself and her abilities to protect and use her magic. But it's later determined that a human killed Francis, not spirits. And that's why Her spell only protected Frances from spirits. It didn't protect her from humans. And so Sandra gives her a really hard time about the clothing. And then she ends up stealing some clothing from the shop anyway. And she pays for it. We'll get there in a second. Also, Lily is born with a condition that she has no fingerprints. So that was an interesting little tidbit that they threw in there. I didn't write the page down. But it's a rare disease, and she has no fingerprints. And then an interesting and don't understand conundrum. We told you that the Dolores Keener. There's a big, huge ad in the day before. People had been in photographing brides trying on these antique dresses in Lily's shop. So she gets full-on advertisement in the paper about her shop. And at the same time, she also sees a notice from Dolores Kinney in the newspaper that she's running to be assistant district attorney. And at the same time, Dolores comes back and she's like, oh, I see that you're running for office. And Dolores says, yes. She goes, oh, by the way, I have an interesting, I have Frances's will. She changed it last night after meeting you and left her entire estate. And the character goes, huh? And you, the reader, are like, huh? She knew this woman for all of 15 minutes, and this woman is leaving her entire estate. And doesn't these things need to be notarized and witnessed? There's a whole bunch of issues, little issues, and they're too small to really worry about with the book. But you're like, she signed it, she drew up a one-page will, and Frances Potts signed it, and it became a done. I think it needs to be notarized, and it takes a couple days, and it needs to be filed in court, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, so the lady leaves Lily her entire estate. So Lily goes and talks to her other child, but the other child is very well off, and the other child says that due to the relationship between her and her mother, she wants no part of it. And Lily's like, photographs? And those are the stuff I'd want. The photographs, the documents, the wills, the deeds, all that kind of stuff. I'd want the paperwork because I'm a genealogist. And the kid's like, no, I want nothing. And maybe her grandkids will at some point, and I think it's wrong. But so all this stuff is going on, and you're trying to put the pieces together. I mean, the cops coming in and out of the scene, I didn't connect. I guess that's why I didn't connect with the characters. I didn't understand why the cops were watching Lily. I don't think it was explained, or maybe I didn't see it. It could be me. Why they were paying attention to Lily so much, I guess, and they didn't know. Lily tells them when they're out there watching her store that she's like, oh, hey, did you know that I'm her sole heir? And they're like, huh? We didn't know that. And she's like, yeah, the lawyer just left and told me I was her sole heir, and I didn't know it. And I'm trying to figure out what's up with Conrad. He's a kid who sweeps the floor outside and does jobs for her, and she buys him breakfast every day. And then we get back. So we have like the two things going on here. We have Frances Potts being murdered, and we have, like I said, the Leona person, and I didn't write it down. Let's see. Let me see what this says here. I don't remember. I flipped through the rest of the paper. I noticed an article about Dolores Keener, Frances' lawyer, announcing her candidacy for San Francisco District Attorney. Funny how you could meet a person in someone's kitchen one evening, and before you know it, you're friends with a district attorney. I guess this was how a person became connected to one's community, and such an association could come in handy in case, say, being charged with murder. So, where does it say about the kid? Oh, well. So, while she was at Frances's, Jessica went missing, and apparently she was taken by the Leona spirit. And so those are the two big issues of the book. Frances Potts' murder, her clothes, and Jessica going missing. And Lily is determined to negotiate with the spirit to get the kid back. And that's where all your little bit of twisty turny mystery comes in. So I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to go on or not, but it's really interesting, and the twists and turns at the end are explain stuff, because um you're like, why did she leave her the money, and why did she do this, and why did this happen, and what's going on here. And that's the big twist at the end, the big reveal at the end. You're like, oh, that makes sense, I get it now. So anyways, I did not think I had this much to say about this book, but I guess I did. Oh, and MJ complains about the stickers, but this is cute. This has to do with the book, a witchcraft mystery. So anyways, if you could please hit the like and subscribe. I'm not doing very well with subscribers lately. As of this taping, I have yet to hit 200, and I've been trying to hit 200 since September of 2023. So we'll see what happens there. And please watch Star Trek Fridays. I'm a serious person. I like the character progression. I've also got a new thing going Friday afternoons. If you like this author, then maybe you like this author. And don't forget Flashback Mondays, Romantic Time Book Review Magazine. Finding authors, finding books to read back then is just as valid today. Those books still exist today. Those authors still exist today. So that magazine is gold. And I review a whole genre: contemporary, mystery, romance, thriller, erotica, harlequins, the whole 9 yards. So please check out those videos. And please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you.